Hi, it's Alaska Granny. One of the concerns we have with our food storage is make sure that we're storing enough protein. Your body needs protein to build the muscles and keep doing the work that you need. If you look at dietary guidelines, a typical adult needs 50 to 75 grams of protein on a daily basis. If you want to know how much you should have for your own body, you can figure it out more specifically by multiplying 0.38 times your weight. That will give you the grams of protein necessary to maintain your health. If you wanted to lose weight or build muscles, your dietary amounts of protein would be higher, and you could research that to meet your expectations. But for the purposes of prepping, emergency survival, and stockpiling your long-term food storage, let's plan on 50 to 75 grams of protein per day per person in your family. A good place to start with any food storage plan is to gather shelf-stable, pantry-friendly, open-and-eat type foods. Things that don't require any preparation, so in an emergency, you could just fix something in a hurry. In some kind of a storm or a power outage, or someone in your family is sick, you don't have time to start preparing big, extensive meals. It would require a lot of preparation, probably cooking. You may not have the time or the ability to do those things. So the first thing to do is stockpile your pantry with shelf-stable meals. Things that include protein. Start building your protein stockpile. Look at canned meats, salmon, tuna, sardines, oysters, canned chicken, roast beef, pulled pork. Lots of us already have a big stockpile of Spam. There are other canned hams, treat meats, and other kinds of varieties. Just like any other food, choose canned meats that you enjoy eating, you know how to prepare, and you know your family will eat. If you're not sure if a food item is something you're willing to eat, buy one, take it home, try it. If you like it and you plan to eat it again, get some more. If it's not something you like, don't buy anymore, buy something else. Then don't think of protein as just meat. There's a lot of protein in things like beans and lentils. A lot of those kind of foods are easy to find in shelf-stable, already prepared foods that you can easily open and eat and have a meal in some kind of an emergency, or as a simple way to rotate your food storage. Look for pouches that you can zap in the microwave. Look on the back when you're choosing them for the amount of protein per serving. Then if you want to know the total protein in your item, look for the amount of servings, look for the amount of protein, and multiply them together. For example, this pouch of Indian Madras lentils has 2 servings with 6 grams of protein. So this would have 12 grams of protein in the entire package. Look at a can of Spam. Spam has 6 servings with 7 grams of protein. 6 times 7 is 42 grams of protein in the can of Spam. Cans of beans that are already soaked that you can open, drain, and use in your recipes have about 3.5 servings. The amount of protein varies according to the types of beans. A serving of pinto beans has 6 grams. A serving of black beans has 8 grams of protein. Then you multiply it for the total amount of protein in the container. Look for some canned entrees that have meat or protein-laden ingredients on their label. The chicken and dumplings has 2 servings with 10 grams of protein per serving, so the entire can then would have 20 grams of protein. Tamales, 2 servings, 4 grams of protein each. Turkey chili, 2 servings, 17 grams of protein each. Big beef ravioli, 2 servings, 11 grams of protein each. Baked beans, 3.5 servings, 6 grams of protein each. Lentil soup, 2 servings, 9 grams of protein each. You can see when you start checking the nutritional analysis of canned foods and packaged foods, you can more make sure that you're stockpiling not only a variety of foods, filling foods, Foods that are simple to serve and eat, but they're also going to meet the nutritional needs that you need. Just remember, packaged foods are loaded with salt, so pay attention to the salt content as well. Once you have a nice supply of pantry foods, you can look at some of the number 10 cans of long-term food storage. From the LDS or Mormon Church, you can buy foods in number 10 cans, 6 packs, for a very reasonable price. You can buy whole beans. You can also get refried beans. They're beans that are already prepared and flaked, so you just add some water and boil like you would for, say, a Mountain House meal. You don't have to soak them and cook them as long as a whole bean. The number 10 can of refried beans has 32 servings at 7 grams of protein each. So there's over 200 grams of protein in just this one can. You can look at the Augustin Farms has some already pre-made foods to add a variety of long-term food storage. Number 10 cans that include, for example, chili mix. This can has 34 servings of chili with 8 grams of protein per serving. I also got an Augustin Farms number 10 can of hearty vegetable chicken. It's a thick soup mix that has 21 servings and 7 grams of protein per serving. Of course, you can buy the typical foods like bulk rice and beans, but those are going to require an awful lot of cooking, a lot of water. So make sure that you have choices in your food storage, whether they're open and eat, things you can add water and heat up. Then you can get some long-lasting foods that you just add water and maybe boil for 10 or 15 minutes, or the long cooking dried foods that last for many years if they're stored properly. First, fill your pantry, get a week's worth, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, and the amount of foods that you can comfortably store and that you can rotate so that you'll have lots of food on hand. Then go to the long-term food storage, which would be the dried number 10 cans, foods that you packed away in buckets, that in a prolonged emergency you can continue to make meals for your family. Make sure you stockpile a variety of foods, including protein, in your food storage plan so that you'll have the things you need no matter what comes your way. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.